Hey Aries, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Aries. Okay, so we have the dead end and the father, the poet and Eros, the one, the self, and the riddle. Aries. So I just did the copy read, and this feels like strangely similar to that. So y'all could be dealing with a copy, or you could have copy in your chart, or maybe it's just the energy in hand. But anyways, I feel like the idea here is that the father is the idea of like being on a pedestal and falling off, right? There's these extremes of, like really having a lot of respect for somebody and looking up to them and thinking, wow, this is great. And then seeing them for who they are and being like, oh, wow, just kidding. You know what I mean? But the father, and the thing that I love about the father is that, like, as children, we hold our parents up to really high standards. And then, somewhere along the line, most of us realize that they're human. And initially our reaction is to be very appalled by their humanity, because how dare they be human, right? But then, as we carry on, we have a better understanding of like how their humanity makes them beautiful. And I feel like there's an idea here of you trying to understand how your humanity makes you beautiful, because I feel like you've felt very limited by your humanity. I don't know. And what does that mean? I mean, to be human is to be flawed, right? But then you have the riddle and the poet, Eros and the one. And I kind of want to say that it's like uncovering like the beauty of the human experience, right? Because yes, to be human is to be flawed, but to be human is to also embody so many other characteristics and experiences. And, like it's beautiful even when it's messy. Because the mess, it's the idea of balance, right? Like you can't appreciate how beautiful things are in life if you haven't experienced how gnarly they can get. And it's hard to appreciate people who are good and kind to us if we haven't experienced people who have just been shitty and manipulative, and you know what I mean? And I feel like there's an idea here of you having to really face your own like shortcomings. And you could be on either side of the fence. So it could be that, like somebody that you're dealing with has had to face their own shortcomings. Take it how it resonates. I'm just going to read it one way and, do with it what you will. But I mean, ultimately, I feel like there's just this uncovering of the beauty of you, or the beauty of another person, and like in the humanity of who they are, right? Because I just got this like conversation in my head. But it's this idea of, like pain is an adhesive, right? And so we can understand people who have experienced similar pain to us, because it allows for us to not only practice forgiveness for others, for their circumstances, but it enables us to see our own shortcomings and our own traumas through, a light of forgiveness. Because if we can show kindness to people who are in pain, then maybe people who are in pain will show kindness to us in return. Or maybe we will be able to harness that own kindness to self, because we're able to, see that other people are worthy of it. And sometimes we don't always know our own self-worth. And I feel like there is an element here, Aries, of you really understanding your own self-worth, so that you can really envelop the full spectrum of who you are. All of the colors. So that you can engage in a really like a sincere, passionate relationship with somebody who you feel, I mean, the one is the idea, like that's the person that you want to be with. I mean, like the beauty of, and I'm not trying to like promote monogamy, like if you're a polygamous person, like that's amazing too for you, like do your thing. But it's kind of like, but even if you're in a polygamous relationship, either way, you're with people who are steady and constant, and they're there for you, and they understand you, and they resonate with you. And it's just kind of this idea. I feel like you're understanding yourself. You're showing kindness to yourself because you've felt so stuck in an energy that you've been in, that you really needed to have this opportunity to just like show some kindness and some love to yourself, so that when you were able to like full spectrum understand like who you are, the good and the bad, you know, like the human and the God, you know, because we embody it all. That's when you're able to really align with somebody who's going to be, you know, like a good fit for you. And I love that, Aries. Okay. Aries. Aries. What else can we get for Aries? The Hierophant, the Tower, and the Hermit. Yeah, because I do feel like there is that idea here of really having to pull away to gain some understanding about the beauty of who you are through all of these ends. You know, like yeah, I fucked up, they fucked up, we're all fucked up, right? Like there's no such thing like as perfection. I mean, you know, or you could say like perfection is in the eye of the beholder, right? So like what's perfect to me is not going to be perfect to Sally Jane down the road, you know what I mean? Or like Tommy Joe up the street, you know. It's just kind of like, so to think like singularly about the idea of perfection is kind of silly. But I feel like you've been on this like pendulum, and you've had experienced some ends, and you've had to really pull away to have gain some understanding of self through these ends, so that again you can, you know, have a better understanding of all of the parts of you. Okay, Aries. The Fortune Fairy, love. Okay. Six of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, the Hermit again. Yeah, y'all have had like steady been on some isolation time. But when things go awry, when things fall apart, it really is important that we take the time to understand how and why, and practice, you know, like compassion and empathy and forgiveness for others and for ourselves. And it's really hard to do that when you've got everybody, because it's a narrative, you know, like people always want to like point the finger everywhere and say, well, you did this and you did this and you did this, and just kind of bypass their own like part in it all. But when you bypass your part, other people, but you're pointing fingers, other people, what is it that saying? Like we point one finger at somebody and there's three more pointing back at you. So like, be careful. And I feel like there's kind of an idea here of like maybe pointing a finger and having three point back at you, and you really having to pull away, because, you know, like if you can't practice forgiveness for people for who they are, then you can't expect them to forgive you for who you are. But I kind of get the feeling that this is somebody that you maybe know, because the Six of Cups is the idea of like looking over and reminiscing and, you know, having fond memories of, you know, like how it is that you, you know, were able to really rely on this person. So it could be that it's somebody that you were friends with, you know, like maybe you had a falling out, and then, you know, like you had to really step back and think, okay, like, well, how is this person here for me? Or how was I there for them? And like, what was the beauty in the relationship? Like, what was the beauty in the connection? You know, and I kind of want to feel like, how can I foster that, so that is the focus, not the lack, but, you know, like the beauty, because there's always lack. There's always like, people are people, you know, like you can't help it. You can't help it be human any more than I can. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of this idea of real friendships, whether it's like your family, your friend family, you know, or just your friends. the people who love you, the people who are there for you, those people know you. They know you're bad. They know you're good. And they might not condone your bad. They might not want to participate in your bad, but it doesn't negate the fact that they see all of the other beauty inside of you, right? And I kind of get the feeling that you're looking at all of the ways that things were good and acknowledging all the ways that things were bad so that you can turn it around and make it good again. Because you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days and you're going to have ups and you're going to have downs, and you can't be overly dramatic and ready to just like throw it all to the wind. You know, like if you've invested time in something and it's important to you, you know, like when things get rocky, you just got to let it get rocky. You got to allow for the lessons to occur. You have to, you know, like take from it what you can, because we came into this life with purpose, with meaning. And our goal, hopefully, is to grow and develop and evolve, you know, evolve our spirits, evolve our minds, evolve our bodies, you know, like push ourselves and to be better and more, you know, not excessively, but, you know, but to a point, you know. And I kind of feel like you're wanting to push past and find the beauty. But first you have to be able to feel like you have something to bring to the table. And I feel like that's kind of what you've been working on, understanding about yourself. So that, I mean, the prayer is the idea of manifestation. I really do, Aries, and I don't know if this doesn't resonate for y'all, don't try and make it resonate, but I really do feel like whoever this person is that you're dealing with, it feels like they are very, very important to you. Like, I almost feel like you look at this person and think, you know, like you were an answered prayer. You know, like I asked for you and I got you. And then things went wrong. Things fell apart. But I don't think that you've forgotten why you felt grateful for this person in the first place, and why, you know, like it was something that felt like an answered prayer, which is beautiful. And I love that. And sending you all my love and blessings in this, you know, endeavor, because I kind of get the feeling that you're coming out of the isolation and you're, you know, preparing to like move forward to bring, you know, peace to this. And again, you can be on either side of the story, but it feels good. It feels positive. It feels like you're going to be able to approach this in a way that allows for the beauty to shine through. And that's fantastic. I hope this resonates with y'all. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if it does. And I will see you again soon. Bye.